All right. Welcome to another episode of the Zero One Shootout here on YouTube, Facebook Live. This is Mark Redmond coming to you from Champaign, Illinois, joined as always by my buddy Minderz. Minderz, been kind of a busy weekend for wrestling. How you doing?
It has been hanging in there. We'll get through it,
Yeah.
but I'm excited about today's guests.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be interesting for sure. We got the tag team champions, SK Bishop and Campbell Soup-Myers going to be joining us here in a minute. Uh, and then we got to discuss this past Saturday Night Explosion in Edgewood. I was there, you were not, but it was a fun night. Then we got a couple other shows we got to discuss here. So I don't think we
We got
need
our
to waste
Thursday
any
show from
time.
last week too that I
We got
went
last
to.
Thursday also. Yeah, you were at that one too. Yeah. So well, what do you say we just get right into it and bring our guest in, Minderz? And
Let's do that.
all right. So both joining us from various automobiles, which is this probably we haven't had two people in cars at the same time yet, so this should be interesting here. So say hello to your Zero One USA Tag Team Champions, SK Bishop and Campbell
Hello.
Soup-Myers. Gentlemen, how are you doing?
Doing
Good.
well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hi,
On my way to
guys.
training. How's it
Yup.
going?
There you go.
Yeah, you said you haven't had two people in the car. That's because you got a bunch of jabronis that get on here and don't go train. Me and Bishop are both about to be at training right now, so that's why we're in the car.
Exactly. We're going to
Gotcha.
fulfill our obligations and do your guys' podcast and then get back to training because that's what
That's
champions
right.
do.
But
Yeah.
I do have to compliment Minder's shirt. That is badass, and I'm here
I
for
do
it.
too. I am a fan of that as well.
I like it. It's one of my
Yeah.
favorites.
Well, how are you
That's-
guys doing?
Oh, not too
We're
bad.
good.
It's
Good.
I'm just gonna say it, you guys were missed at the last Mattoon show. Fallout. The circumstances
What
happen, I
works
know,
every
but
time we're not there. So,
I don't know if you got a chance to keep up with what happened there. But the guys who were supposed to take on Constant Headache, they had their match and they got a win. They're still talking though. They're still wanting their shot. But I don't know what you guys
Well,
think of
let's
that.
talk about that. Why? Because this is now the second time that I've heard about it. So let's talk. Let's think about this first of all. Yeah, that'll do. No, like I've heard now about like their shot as if this is some like thing that they're owed or something that they've earned. Let's get one thing straight. Anakin's been around for a while. He hasn't really done anything at 0-1. So I'm not sure where this notion that he deserves another title shot comes from because we beat him like 80,000 times in the past. So he has a new partner, this, I don't know, like third grader, that has maybe had 8 matches and he's all of a sudden owed a match too. So like, where is this like notion that it's their match that they're supposed to have or that they've earned? Because that's the part that's lost on me. I was
Yes.
under the impression we would come back to 0-1. We would get quality tag team matches after proving ourselves and earning those titles back.
Yes.
But our very first match that they book are against a couple of jabronis that, as far as I'm concerned, never even earned a title match. So that's kind of, I guess, where my confusion is with the whole thing. Sorry for the rant, but I just had to
Oh,
get
no.
that out there.
No, it makes
Oh, no.
perfect
We like
sense.
rants here.
For whatever reason, yeah, there's this sense of entitlement from this guy who's openly saying he's had like 10 matches, and then Anakin, who we've all beaten into powder on multiple occasions. So it's incredibly insulting, and that's why we go. Yeah,
Insulting is a good word for it.
thank you.
Hey,
Sorry, I'm all
I've been
hopped
here
up on
with I've,
caffeine now. I'm ready to rock.
Oh,
I've been a
he's in-
Premier
he's in
fan
4th grade,
since you
Comment
guys
says.
came into 0-1. So you know me.
Well,
No matter how
yeah,
much y'all
that's-
pick on me sometimes.
hey, since day one, we can respect that. But guess what?
Absolutely.
You've been there just as long as Anakin has, and you're not owed a title shot either. So at least you understand that, because apparently some people don't. Apparently some
Ding,
people
ding,
don't
ding.
get that. So, again, the caffeine's starting to hit here. So you guys
Oh,
are
boy.
about to get Campbell in rare form.
Oh boy.
No, you're
I'm
fine, man.
excited.
It's beyond
this will
me.
be great.
Hey,
JP
it's
chiming
the
in.
summer. Kid is technically in 5th grade now. Doesn't matter if he's in 2nd grade or 8th grade. He's had like 8 matches and hasn't done anything warranting a tag title shot. So again, miss me with all of that. Doesn't check out to me. And again, I think what part of it is that the tag team division might be an afterthought. But when you have 2 professionals like Bishop and myself, we take this very seriously, as you can tell. first of all, look at us, we're professionals. But
Right.
second of all, we ran rampant through the entire locker room for the better half of the last 2 years. And so I think that's where part of the disconnect comes, is because to everybody else, it may be a second thought. But Bishop and I have kind of poured everything into the art of tag team wrestling. So from here on out, we are not going to tolerate any disrespect, i.e. people that don't deserve title shots, people that have a sense of entitlement to title shots, because everybody wants to say they want a shot at the tag team titles, but again, nobody really takes tag team wrestling all that serious. So until somebody can come along and dethrone us, that's where our heads are at. Again, sorry. I'm just, just getting all sorts of fired up.
Very well said.
So you got to use it when you hit the gym. Just use that as motivation. But
I told you pre-training, dude, it's about to get nasty up in here. I feel sorry for these Kansas City trainees. I might have to take it out on them.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
Nothing personal, fellas, but Anakin Murphy and that little third grader got me fired up now.
They got to practice like you play. That's what the Premier
Practice
does.
like you play. That's what we do. That's right.
Yep.
Yep.
So you have a match with Country Air at War Games when you guys win the titles. There are some people, not us, saying that there was some controversy there. Kenway was ringside. Things happen. It's just nature of the business. So do you feel like your business with Country Air is done, or do you think that there's a little more business to do with those guys?
I feel like Country Air is like a cockroach.
Ahead.
They're never gonna die. They're always gonna be around. So it's inevitable that we're gonna cross paths with them again, whether it be at 0-1 or some other promotion in the Midwest.
Hey, that's
I just
what
feel
I'm
like we're
saying.
gonna see them again. Yeah.
We are. So it's not that it's not over because there's unfinished business. The business is settled. The Premier Tag Team Champions, all is right in the world. The stars have aligned once again for 0-1. But the business isn't finished yet because they just never leave. And honestly, in a world that's out to get us, which it is, the world is out to get the Premier, as you guys have seen on several occasions. With our luck, we're bound to have to wrestle them again. So not so much that we think there was any controversy or a story that needs to be finished or anything like that. We did that. We closed the book. But these people at 0-1 always want to open the book back, run it back again. But we're not really too worried about it. We've faced Country Air on a number of occasions, and I like our chances going into that. We have a pretty hefty record against Country Air. So at least they take the art of tag team wrestling seriously. At least it's like fun competition for us. I will say that. You won't catch me too often anymore going on and saying that Country Air is a bunch of jabronis or that they don't deserve success in the realm of tag team wrestling, because they, at least, and for everything they have for all the differences they may have with the Premier, there is at least the commonality of respect for tag team wrestling. So that's where we're at with Country Air.
Yes, much respect to them. We're the better team, but much respect to them. Yeah.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah.
I've got my spoon. I've got a spoon.
Oh,
are you going to stir things up, Minderz? Should I
It's a Premier spoon.
Premier spoon. You see that?
Well,
I just had a thought. What if 0-1 brings the Bang Bros back again? I wouldn't mind seeing that happen.
So, same thing as Country Air. They take tag team wrestling serious. We respect that. I'd say we respect it from a distance. We actually have wrestled the Bang Bros.
And we beat them.
Once. We did beat them. But that's one that Bishop and I have actually talked about a couple of different times behind closed doors that we would like to run back. So if anybody from 0-1 sees this and they want to book a real tag match, that's one that the Premier would like to have. We might actually show up for that one.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, we're kind of known for making things happen. So maybe if we throw it out in the universe.
Yeah. And I know the brass does listen to this podcast. So.
And I have one other tag team that I would really like to see you guys, that I've seen you guys wrestle, that I know 0-1 hasn't seen you wrestle, which is Cincinnati's Most Wanted.
Yeah. Oh, man. That match was brutal.
That back. It was.
I feel bad for
that was a lot of fun.
He got kicked on the outside on the concrete floor. I feel really bad about that. But that match, dude, that
wasn't
that
fun.
took us to the limit. See, now you're bringing up like actual legitimate tag teams, and I don't get to be my like typical self where I just bury everybody and call everybody a jabroni. Now I have to actually like think about this shit because I don't know if I'm allowed to cuss. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but now I have
Oh,
to
yeah.
actually
You can
think
cuss.
about
You're
it.
fine.
Oh. Told me that. No, I'm playing. But you know, I gotta actually think about it because these are like teams that like I'm not even lying. Like on these long car rides home and stuff, like Bishop and I will talk about like, man, like we want to run it back with this team or we want to wrestle this team, maybe this or that. And like those are both teams that you've brought up are teams that we've had that exact conversation about how we would want to wrestle them again. So they brought the best out of us. I would like to run it back, but yeah, Bishop, you can go ahead. Sorry, I've just been going crazy, dude.
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, legitimate tag teams that aren't school children that we could put on a good match for, and that is worth showing up for. That's what we want. It's up to 0-1 to bring
Well, here's
them
the
in.
thing: you don't have to worry about the lowlifes anymore. No more Joey and
It's true.
Jordan. They're done. The book's closed on them. We played.
Can I be honest with you?
Good.
Let me
Thanks
be
for
honest
coming.
with you. Let me be honest with you. I was never worried about them to begin with. So it's not that I have to stop worrying about them. I just never did to begin with.
Cool, man. Yeah.
So we talked about a couple. So we talked about a couple teams you talked about outside of 0-1. Let's get back to the teams that are in 0-1 just to kind of get your take on them. We talked about Anakin and Calix. The other teams that really have been kind of building up steam in 0-1 have been, number one's been DC Black, Devontae and O'Brien, and then the other one, team I think you guys know, the O'Neill brothers in Edgewood have been coming in and getting some good matches in. So let's start with DC Black. You guys haven't been in the ring with them as a team, have you?
We have actually been in the ring with them multiple times.
Okay.
Multiple times. Back when 0-1 was running out of Noble, Illinois, we've crossed paths with them multiple times, and we've beaten them multiple times. I guess if
hey,
0-1.
Let me put it this way: they've never beaten us. Okay? We have been in the ring with them several times. They never beat us. It's one of those things where I'm like, I think there's going to have to be a lot more cutting of teeth before they're ready for that kind of match again. Because half the time they can't decide if they're a tag team or not. Sometimes I show up to Mattoon and they're wearing different gear in different matches. Sometimes I pull up to Mattoon and they're out there tag teaming again. So, like I said, not really worried. Sorry, Bishop, go ahead.
I was going to say, at least visually, they are not malnourished school children. So I'll take DC Black again because it's not insulting visually. I'll leave it at that.
So you're about the aesthetic. You like the aesthetic also, not just the competition. Just
yeah. I could beat up school children all day. I want a challenge. We have championships. We want to make sure that whoever we're defending them against are worthy of it and of age to compete for a championship.
And let me add, I respect Anakin. Like he said, we can beat up school children.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Soup froze.
He froze. Hold on.
Probably something to the tune of, we respect Anakin and we've been in the ring with him, but his partner needs to eat something and grow a little more. And then maybe we'll get in the ring with him. Something like that, right?
I don't know where I went.
You froze up.
You froze on us.
It's okay.
Bishop covered for you.
I may have finished that for you, but go ahead, yeah.
Where was I at?
Something about respecting
you
Anakin.
Respect Anakin.
Yeah, okay. I respect Anakin because as much as we were talking about him and his size or lack thereof, he does hit hard, and I'll give him that. Anakin hits hard, but here's what my problem is with Anakin. When you're looking at goals, because we were talking about the visuals of it all, right? That's fine. We've all heard the story. Like, there's tons of wrestlers that have been very undersized and have been successful. But the problem is, with Anakin, he hits very hard, but he has this, like, Death Wish persona, right? He wants to get his ass beat. He wants to get beat up. The Premier wants to win titles. So now you're throwing us into a different avenue that we don't have too much business being in because we're not really in the business of guys that want to put on wrestling gear just to go out and get their ass kicked. That's not really what we do. We put on wrestling gear to go out, maybe potentially here and there have some bangers, but at the end of the day, it's about winning. So we're here to win titles. We can't really associate or identify with those that maybe don't have similar goals because then that is a lack of competition. So Anakin hits hard. But yeah, that other guy, what does he have? Like 2-3 matches? I wasn't really feeling that one. I feel bad that we strayed away from your original question, though. The O'Neal brothers, DC Black. I admittedly haven't seen enough from either of them. Like I said, we've wrestled DC Black a couple times. They're still kind of figuring it out. So we got the best of them there. Heard about in the so we'll see what happens. And the O'Neal brothers, I don't think we've seen them on the main like Saturday Mattoon shows yet. So I haven't really seen too much from them because we haven't been out to any of those Thursday shows yet. So we'll just have to see, I guess.
True.
Should we be worried?
I wasn't sure.
You've seen them.
I don't think so.
I
I don't know about worried.
don't know about
They'll
worried.
put up
I wouldn't say worried.
They hit hard.
But
That's
they'll,
for sure.
they'll give you a fight. They'll give you a fight.
Yeah.
That's okay. We
But I
hit
wouldn't
hard
say
too.
worried.
Yeah. They're Forge guys, so they train with Camaro, so they can make things interesting.
I'm here for interesting. I'm here for interesting.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see.
So, just to make a kind of on that subject, since you guys have been back, it's mainly been you guys with Kenway representing the Premier in multi-man matches, what have you. We haven't seen a whole lot of interaction with you guys with Camaro since you've been back. Is he still in the equation with the Premier, or you guys kind of gone your separate ways? What's going on there?
He's rolling, man. You don't, like sometimes you just get to watch somebody start cooking. You don't want to get in the way in the kitchen. You know what I mean? So
That's
Exactly.
true. Yeah.
I can understand
I was
that.
little, dude. Like
Totally
my mom,
understand
she starts going crazy in the kitchen. She's like, just get out of the way, right? So like Camaro,
Right.
he's been on a stride. He's been doing really well. Hasn't necessarily been a need or necessary for us to be involved in too much of that stuff. So he's kind of doing things. He's handling his business on his own. He's doing a good job doing it. So we're not going to interfere with any of that because he's cooking. So that's where
Fair
my
enough. Fair enough.
head's at. I
Okay.
don't speak for
Hey.
both of us, but
Okay. Hey, Jason Pemberton put a comment up here. Soup, put over your training program, he says.
oh, we can get to that later. We're talking wrestling now. We're talking grabs. My brain can only focus.
Focus on.
Oy.
So, let's see. I'm trying to think. Mark, you got any more questions for him? Because I kind of
I
like
will-
to.
No, if you got something, go ahead, Minderz. I feel like
Well, I
I've
was
been
just kind of wondering. I know how the Premier works. Premier does Premier things. That's just how things go. But I want to know how you guys got started in the wrestling business. Like, where was your inspiration from?
Ooh. I guess I'll ultimately it was the main thing that I watched and consumed as a kid, and it was always kind of in the back of my head. As I got older towards the back end of college, I started to realize that there actually are schools for it, like any trade school. So kept that in mind, started college, getting through it, but just wasn't really as passionate about it as I was initially. And then eventually I found a school in Kansas City that opened up recently, went ahead and had a tryout, then it shut down, and then a new school opened. And so then I went ahead and started training there. In 2017, made my debut, and I've been going ever since.
All right,
About you, Soup?
Yeah, big kid or a big fan as a kid. I don't know. I feel like most people I talk to went through the same stage where like I hit middle school and then I was like terrified to be a wrestling fan. So I just like stopped being a wrestling fan because I was like, oh, people think that's lame. Like that's nerd shit. So like I stopped, and then like I kind of had like a realignment of focuses as I was about to like graduate high school where I was like, man, like I'm not going to go on to play basketball in college. So like I'm kind of like have a void to fill there. And then like this was like right around the time they had started doing like the Jericho thing had kind of piqued me and my friend's interest because we were always like wrestling fans. He's the one that got me into it when I was like super young, like 3 or 4. Like we've been best friends since we were like born. And so he's like, yo, have you been seeing the stuff Jericho's doing? I was like, oh no, that's pretty funny. And like I said, I kind of had this void to fill already. So then that kind of gets filled with like getting back into being a wrestling fan on like the back end of me about to graduate high school. And then at that point, I'm about to be 18. So, like, oh man, like I could maybe go do that. Kind of like Bishop said, like I had it in my head that I was going to do it, but I was going to have to graduate college first. So my freshman year of college, some stuff opened up here at this school in Kansas City. NWL used to be a company. Some of you guys may have heard of it, but Bishop was training there at the time and I was going to school, and they had like a
That's
tryout
cool.
thing. Me and my friend went really well. went really well, but also I was like a broke college kid, so I didn't have the money to pay for training. Long story short, one of the other guys there was like, yo, you can still help out with the shows and stuff if you want to. Because this was like a whole operation. They had like a school training center, like ran shows every couple weeks. It was like a big deal. They were like on TV and stuff. So I was like, oh man, like I would love to do that and like just stay involved. So I started showing up to shows. I don't want to get nobody in trouble, but I showed up to like help out and drive out to St. Louis with them in the like company vehicle to set up a show. And then they snuck me in the next day to training because I couldn't afford it, but they were like, oh, he's like making the effort here. So I got like my first proper day of training that Saturday, and then it worked out well because it was spring break and I stayed all week home from college and just trained. And then from there, it was like I would drive home on the weekends and come train on Saturdays. Same thing that Bishop said, though, because we're talking about the same school. That closed down. I knew I had to figure something out because I was just traveling to shows to get as much ring time as I could. So I signed up for Black and Brave, went out to Black and Brave for 3 months. Did online classes.
Nice.
That was during my sophomore year, so I had to do online classes that semester. I made it work. Went out there, graduated, came back, and the rest is kind of history. But once I kind of just needed that period at the end of my training. Not that you're done training, like I said, we're about to go train tonight, but I needed something that was like kind of like a stamp of approval or like a cutoff that was like, okay, you can go have matches now, because it was so like inconsistent and sporadic with my training beforehand. But I was like right there at the cusp. So I just went and finished my training up at Black and Brave. Got that stamp of approval, and now me and Bishop have just kind of been kicking ass ever since.
Cool.
Pretty much.
Just curious, did you cross paths with Saban Gage while you were training with Black and Brave? Because I know he trained up there also.
I think Saban Gage is actually at freelance. So I never saw him at Black and Brave. I think he's a freelance guy, though.
That's what I thought, too. I thought he was out of Chicago.
Minderz supposed to give me bad information.
Yeah.
I did not. I never said he was out of Kansas City. Come on now.
And I could be wrong.
Well,
Black and Brave. Well, Black and Brave's in Iowa, so I had to move away
Right.
for that summer. So like, it kind of sucked because I could have taken in-person classes because it started in like May, but you have to be there on the very first day, and obviously like I'd have to be in Kansas City to take my final if I'd have done that. So I did like that semester of online courses just because I knew I was going to have to move at the end of the semester. So I moved like 6 hours up there to Iowa for 3 months. But yeah, I almost positive he's a freelance guy though, but we ran into him a ton of 0-1. I like Saban Gage a lot. He's cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Heck of talent. Yeah.
Yes.
They are putting together a couple tag teams coming up for the show for July 15th that, just a couple of the singles guys they're putting together. Kind of want to get your thoughts on it. I know that doesn't have the tag team dynamic, but let's just throw this out here. They've got Jacques Kennedy and B.A. Malkin tag teaming against Jimmy Carrot and Devontae Knox.
Does anyone have to
Opinions?
DC Black?
Yeah.
What happened to DC
Yeah,
Black?
he is.
It's just
Yeah.
a
So
merge
like
of
prime
convenience
example
kind
of
of
what we were
thing.
talking about earlier. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
don't know.
I'm
These are all
kind of
guys
interested
that
to see how this.
they're not going to know what to do when they're going to be in the confines of a tag team match and not know what to do when they can't bust out a ladder or do a flip off of the rafters or something like that. And they're going to have to actually like get in there, work as a team, be strategic in some capacity. And don't get me wrong, there's been guys coming out of that X division that I think are like super sick and super talented. But you can't expect to throw those kinds of guys in their mindset into the realm of tag team wrestling and expect it to right off the bat be good. Nobody's good at tag team wrestling when they start, but there's so much strategy and reps. And at this point, I feel like Bishop's like my twin. Like he'll think of stuff that I'm like, he'll finish like what I'm about to say, or like I'll be pitching an idea and he'll finish it off like what I was going to say. And so it's like, that takes a long time to develop, and that can't be understated for a tag team. Now it's fine. Like you have, it's just because we have these 4 guys here, we want to have this match. That's cool, but don't expect a successful tag team to kind of occur overnight because you got to build that up.
Yeah.
Exactly. You don't just get thrown together with some guy and then suddenly you work cohesively as a unit. It takes time. We've learned it takes time.
It's true. I do have to point out though, Devontae does have a briefcase that he won in the ladder match, which gives him a contract for any championship he chooses. He hasn't said which one he's going to go after, but it's very possible that you never know. Maybe he's going to come after you guys. Maybe with DC Black. Who knows if he and Carrot have a good match on next Saturday? Maybe it'll be them. So you never know. He might be on your toes a little bit for that.
Maybe it's them. Maybe it's him and Carrot, or maybe it's him and Chris O'Brien. And if he ever decided to come for the tag team titles, I think by the time he was done contemplating and figuring out which of his 8 tag partners he would use for that title shot, me and Bishop would probably already have a game plan in place. I wouldn't be too concerned.
Well said.
I'm sure you will have a game plan in place.
We always do.
So, I just want to point out, it took 23 minutes for Minderz to mention Jimmy Carrot on this podcast, which might be a new record. Because, you know, she's uber Carrot fangirl, you know, so she might
sometimes.
be a little
Okay.
Depends who our guest is. If it's the premiere, I'm a premiere Uber fan. Come on now.
That's true. That's very true. Something I'm curious about, because I love tag team wrestling. I always have, going back to when I first started watching back in the 80s, because I'm old. When you guys aren't like in the ring, how much communication do you guys have like during the week or between shows? Whether it's in training or like just, are you guys on the phone every other day talking about ideas, thinking about things? How does that work with you guys?
So, not necessarily phone calls throughout the week, but we text back and forth. We'll see things on Twitter, online, you know, whatever that we'll send to each other. Pretty much just communicate if there's a booking coming up. And then there is also the group chat that also has Kenway and, you know, the others. So, I mean, we stay in contact. We definitely keep each other up to speed with everything.
Okay.
Yeah, Bishop will get random voice notes for me at like 5 a.m. after I get done I'll get done coaching a CrossFit class. And to coach a CrossFit class, sometimes I'll show like a barbell movement with a PVC pipe, but then my wrestler brain kicks in and I'll like treat the PVC pipe like it's a human being. I start coming up with crazy ass ideas. And I'll be in the car this with my phone, like sending a 5-minute voice message to Bishop, and I'm like, bro, I got the craziest idea. You think we could do this? And I'm sure he's like waking up to this message, like, what the hell is this kid even talking about? But yeah, no, like he said, we keep pretty consistent contact throughout the week.
As all tag teams should.
Yeah. So Devontae actually is in the chat right now. He put this up, says, "Keep it cute, fellas." I don't
give a shit.
I was gonna say I saw it. I don't care.
Well, seeing as how you guys are clearly parked, I'm gonna guess that you guys are about to head in and start your training. So we aren't gonna keep it too much longer. We'll let you go and get down to business. But do you have anything you want to add before we let you go?
We're good.
I was gonna say I don't have anything
else to
add.
I gotta think now.
All right. Well, hopefully we hear that you're booked for something soon back in Mattoon, and we'll see you back there again. But we appreciate you guys coming on.
So I got something here. First of all, Premier up. Second of all, to the brass at 0-1, we want a real challenge, all right? And you know what? If your real challenge is Anakin and that other kid, make them earn it. Then make us feel like it's a real challenge. Second of all,
exactly.
Premier up Nike shirts. Come get yours while they're hot. Them are about to sell out real quick. Should have 8x10s next time we're in town. Of course, I'm a real gentleman, so if you tell me your name, I'll probably sign it for you. Other than that, come support us on social media. I am Campbell_Myers on Instagram and Campbell Myers_ on Twitter. Bishop is Datboi SKB, correct?
Yes.
Yes, that's all we did. Yes.
Tweets that you'll probably find me tweeting stuff that I'm not supposed to, getting us in trouble, but hey, that's showbiz, baby.
Uh-oh.
David just said breaking news.
Oh, no.
I don't know what it's going to be, but
I don't either.
He's always got an ear to the show, so.
Now I'm kind of curious.
Dave, whatever you're about to say. I have anxiety.
Oh, here we go.
I have anxiety.
Consistent headache in analog versus
constant
Premier
headache.
Campbell
You didn't
Bishop
say their name right.
Oh, July 15th. Well, there you go. So in 2 weeks.
There you go.
3 weeks. Anakin Murphy, Kenny Cowix, and Victor Analog against you fellas and Kenway. That should be pretty damn interesting, if you ask me. Just the idea of Analog and Kenway in the ring together is exciting. Not to mention you guys, obviously.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'll be there with my purple hair.
We'll see.
You got to wear that shirt again, Minderz.
I do like the purple hair.
Yeah.
Well, he said consistent headaches, so that shows you how that tells you how important that team must be to the management as
Well,
01, because I'm pretty sure
Well,
that's
it's
not
still a
their
new
name.
name. It's
well established, clearly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's still new to wrestling, so it all makes sense,
Well.
I guess.
Well, on that
Oh,
note, fellas, we're gonna let you get to your training and everything. So thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you guys on the 15th.
hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yes, sir.
See
Appreciate
you
you guys.
guys.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll let you
Yep.
know.
All right.
Yes.
We'll let you know. Thank you.
All right.
Yes. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yes. Oh, that was fun.
That was lots
And
of
it's
fun.
always good to get breaking news on the podcast. And that's got me
is.
very excited. The idea of that 6-man tag.
Yeah. Premier's gonna win, but yeah, okay.
You think so? I mean,
If they're there.
analog.
If they come.
Analog might tune Kenway up a little bit with that forearm. You never know. But
Yeah, guess
so
we'll see.
so thanks again to the Premier for joining us. That was a lot of fun, and we got a little bit more to discuss, Minderz. Starting with this past Thursday, you were in Edgewood for the big show. I really wanted to be there, but I couldn't
I know you
do
did.
it. I wasn't feeling well. I got to watch it on Patreon after the fact, and it was a good show. I
Well,
really
you're gonna have
enjoyed.
to help me, and I'm glad David's here because I don't. Do you still have some of the pictures from last week
I
in your computer that you
not
can get
on
to
the.
quick or no?
I can
Because
get
I
to
know
here
the
on my phone
opening.
here real quick.
Okay, I know the opening match was BA versus 5-star,
Let's see.
and that was and BA still really doesn't like me.
Well, you keep pissing
He
him
does
off.
not like me. I'm so bummed that I missed Saturday when he lost the belt. God, he would have really hated me then.
Yeah. So I don't have
I
the
don't.
matches in order, but I've got the list of matches here. So we'll start off with
That's
BA and
helpful.
5-stars since you mentioned it.
Yeah,
Uh,
I was cheering.
yeah.
I was cheering a little hard out for 5-star, but BA, of course, kept the belt.
Right.
Grr.
Oh, hey, Mary
But
Conklin says there are a bunch of chickens. They probably won't show up. Well, I hope
she was
she's
saying
wrong
that
because
the
I really
entire
like.
time.
Yeah,
She
I
said
didn't
that a
get a chance
couple
to
times
get
while they
most
were.
of the comments up on the screen there because we were really rolling with those guys. So
Yeah,
that is
they're a lot of
all
fun.
right.
I like these
So
guys.
so Fullerton was out there with BA on Thursday. Am I right? If I remember correctly.
If I remember
Not
correctly, yes.
Chan wasn't
Not
out there if I
Chan was
remember.
not. No,
Right.
not Chan was off somewhere. Lord only knows where.
Doing his legal dealings and everything, and probably the
Yeah,
picture of ethics.
Oh, I'm sure it was the picture of ethics.
Yeah. So BA,
Positive.
we should point out after the matches when Theo kind of came in and speared everybody.
Yeah.
And then I think CMC stuck his nose in things and back jumped Theo, and kind of stuck his, and that's what set up the triple threat
That's what
match
set
that I
up for
saw on
Saturday,
Saturday.
Thursday.
Right.
Yep.
So there was some
Yep.
business
Yep.
done there.
A little bit of business.
Okay. Next match I've got here: Mad Dog Connolly and High Voltage Cat.
That was so
Cat's,
good.
Yeah, it's Mad Dog is well, he's a mad dog, he's a beast.
Mad
But
Dog's
Cat,
Mad Dog. Right.
she hung in there with Connolly for a good while.
Yes, she did.
And
I was very proud of her. She did a very good job. I was really kind of surprised that Joey didn't come out and interfere before he did, but whatever.
Well, yeah. Well, Joey has to kind of be careful because he was getting in trouble, making run-ins and getting suspended and all that stuff. So
yeah, we'll talk about that when we get to Saturday night.
Oh yeah. All right, Derek Fullerton versus Cardi. Again,
if I
can't believe that.
Correctly.
I can't believe Cardi's only had 2 or 3 matches up to that point.
It's ridiculous. I really enjoy Cardi. I really do.
Yeah, I agree.
Fun to watch. Really good at what he does.
Great athlete.
Granted, great athlete. But I'm glad you got to see him Saturday. So
Yeah, he did a hell of a job Saturday, but we'll get to that here in a bit.
Fullerton, I don't know what I want from Fullerton. I don't know if I want to get away from BA or if I don't know what I want from Fullerton. He's kind of a little bit in the mix right now, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Just
he's
kinda,
always there. He's always kind of hovering
yeah,
around.
he's always there.
Yeah.
But I know how good he is too. So it's like,
yeah, it's like,
anyway, yeah.
yeah. All right, next one I got. Well, I'll wait on this one until we get to the end. IP Mason and the Glitch on Thursday. First time we've seen the Glitch in a few weeks.
Yeah, since the ATM kick.
I think the week after that. I think he got the rematch with ATM, then he went away for a few weeks.
Well,
IP's
I was
growing on
pulling
me.
for the
I'll
Glitch.
be honest with you.
I still like making fun of his name, but
whatever.
It's
so easy, but I try to be nice.
I know you do.
But number one, I like his work. He's a hell of a worker. For I'm not sure how long he's been in the business for. Me, I have to get him on the show sometime. But
we might.
Yeah.
Glitch
is. Oh, go ahead.
I'm surprised the Glitch isn't in the chat actually, because he usually is.
I'm not surprised. He usually is. Yeah.
But go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Glitch is getting progressively better every time he comes out there, and like I said, I think he's due eventually. He's got to get off the schneid. I think he's going to get a win here at some point here soon.
I hope so. I think he needs one.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on. Myron Damone and Isaiah Johnson versus ATM and Johnny Banks. I really liked ATM and Johnny Banks as a team when I watched this match. I love the contrast with the flyer and the big heavy,
Yep. And then you had Myron and Isaiah, which they were pretty good as a tag team together too. Shoot, I don't. Does this tell you anything? I don't even remember who won that match, honestly.
I believe it was ATM and Banks won.
Was it? Okay.
Either that or because I remember seeing ATM hit the big splash off the top and yeah, so
yeah,
they had very good chemistry as a team in that match.
They do. Yes, they do.
And Myron and Isaiah actually teamed up on Saturday also. So I think they were kind of working out the kinks a little bit, getting their chemistry going. They're still very new as a team. If they keep teaming up, I expect that to get a little smoother, and maybe they'll gel a little bit more. But
kind of like like the Premier we're talking about. You don't become a tag team overnight. It takes a while to get your qualms.
Chemistry isn't built in a day.
So.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Next up, SLB, Kevin Hrabowski and Lobo the Hobo versus DC Black. Again, no big surprise. DC Black got the win on that one. Just we always talk about it along those lines. This DC Black's probably the most established team in 0-1 right now, other than Country Air in the Premier. If I had to guess. And it's Lobo. I like Lobo. I dig his style. I like the character's fun. And Hrabowski's a damn good athlete, so they could make for a good team
SLB,
too going forward. Yeah. But you got any other thoughts on that one?
Not really. Hey, it's the main attraction, Casey Jackson. Oh,
hey, look at that. He's got a hot take here. Jared Allen and Jake Lander should be taking those titles off the Premier. Hey, I'm there for it.
Curious, what were their...
almost 4 years ago. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm kind of curious if Jared Allen and Jake Lander were a tag team, what their tag team name would be.
Ooh, I don't know. That's a good question. They got to come up with a name for the group because they're going to be if they're going to be a 3-man team. We got to get our brain spinning here, Minderz, because we make things happen.
We'll come up with something. But
all right, and let's see. I think the only things we got left is the two main events. Let's start with Jacques and Victor for the Junior Heavyweight Championship. I really enjoyed this match. those two make for a great
It was
matchup.
fun.
Yeah.
It was fun live. It was a lot of fun live. Of course,
I was glad Victor didn't try to wear the TV walking down the stairs because I was worried he was going to fall down the steps if he had that TV on his head. But
yeah,
I mean,
it was a good match. I expect great matches from both of them. I
True.
expect great matches from Analog and from Jacques. So it's like,
and they always deliver too.
And they deliver. So I'm good with all of it. I enjoyed it. I'm glad that the belts though did not go unified. I don't think it needs to be unified yet. So
no. Victor has proven since he's been back to be a very game champion with that junior heavyweight title. Been defended it as much as he can. So props to him for that. And I'm curious. Okay, let's check and see. Did they announce?
I wonder if Jacques ever going to get a break. I think Jacques needs like a week or two break. I feel like poor Jacques is getting overworked.
Jacques has been carrying Thursday Night Throwdown on his back, it seems, since day one. They've been basically the top star there, not named Joey O'Reilly in Edgewood.
Or Devontae Knox, because he's
or Devontae Knox. Hey, okay. Yeah, I didn't mean to shortchange Devontae. There's a lot of guys that have been there for several months that have really been proving themselves.
There's some pillars down there. Down there.
Don't say pillars. Come on, don't go that route.
Oh, I'm doing it. I'm gonna become Florida Tony.
Florida Minderz. I don't have the Tony picture in this overlay, or else I'd put it up.
Good. Oh, shoot. All right.
Let's talk about the main event.
Mark? Yeah, I want your thoughts on this main event.
All right. So Big Man Chan and Anakin Murphy went unsanctioned in this main event. I feel bad for Chan's a big dude, but he got lit up in that match by old Anakin. We always talk about how hard Anakin hits. Getting chopped, getting dropped on thumbtacks. I talked to Chan on Saturday, and yeah, he was still hurting from that match, especially the thumbtacks.
Oh, I bet.
And not for nothing, Matt Race was refereeing Saturday. He still had thumbtacks in his bottoms of his shoes on Saturday.
Well, there was wood skewers put in Anakin's head.
Yeah, I hate the skewer spot. I watch death matches.
Too.
I hate the skewers. It's like the syringes that Thumbtack Jack would use in Masada.
No,
just not cool. I like a good hardcore match though. In this one, I think it delivered. Chan put up a damn good showing for himself for being a guy who's not a regular in-ring competitor.
Yeah.
He was definitely fired up when he came out of the curtain.
It was a grudge match. So I was. And did you notice how quickly I moved from my seat?
I did.
To a safe spot.
Yes.
I did that very quickly, and I was glad that I did because I think
you're getting better with those crutches, lady.
I am. The first time that they went into the chairs, it was my seat, and I was like, "Yep, sure glad I moved." I got my shit and I moved. So
even though you don't have the T-shirt, you know the mantra well.
Not yet.
Eventually.
Eventually,
I've been kind of lollygagging on getting the merchandise myself, so I'm trying to do better about that because we got so many cool shirts. Thursday night I was I think, and I said it last week, I think it was the most loaded card that they had on a Thursday in a long time. And
it was definitely a good card. It went really. It was a good show last week.
Yeah.
So I'm bummed that you couldn't be there.
Yeah, I know. Everybody probably missed me and was asking about me.
Yeah, they were. Oh, you know what? We missed one. We missed one match. We missed CMC. No, because this one wasn't. It didn't have a picture. It was CMC and Hippie.
Oh, CMC Johnny, and Hippie against
LDLC and Kenny Calix.
That's right. Yeah.
I was so torn, Mark. It was terrible. I had CMC on one side and I had Kenny Calix on the other side. I didn't know who to root for.
It doesn't seem like a hard decision to me.
To you, it wouldn't be, but to me, it is.
I'm with you. I like Kenny Calix. He's for as young as he is and as new as he is. I don't throw around the word natural often when it comes to pro wrestling. This kid's a natural.
Yeah. I'm interested to see where he goes. I really am.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I want to be there. I want to be there to see the journey. So we'll see how it all works out. So I'll let you finish that. And then how about we move on to Saturday? Good toss.
Thank you.
Noodles will get it later.
Waiting. Yeah. She's been lollygagging the last couple shows we've done yesterday and today. She's not been around. So
oh, well.
Maybe she's getting used to the routine. So
yeah.
So after Thursday, oh yeah, Stacy is not happy with me for throwing the bottle over the thing. I just got a really in the text message. Sorry.
Oh.
All right. So, and now you watched the Saturday show on Patreon.
I did
right?
watch the Saturday show. Yes, I watched it.
Okay. So first off, I gotta talk about the crowd. It was obviously they were having their big celebration in Edgewood. They had the fireworks and everything in the parade. Hot as balls outside for that parade, by the way. But there's a lot of people kind of floating over to the dojo to check the show out. They actually had to put a fourth row in, like a fourth side of the ring. The fourth side of the ring where the table is in the bathroom, they put chairs there because there were that many people there.
I saw that.
And then a lot of people outside just watching from outside the doors. So hopefully that goes a long way in getting some more faces in the building regularly. But for the most part, I think they enjoyed it. There were a couple of fuddy-duddies that took a walk after the first match or two, but it seemed like most of the people were really enjoying the show Saturday. So
I saw you front
I think that's
and
a
center.
good sign. I was front and center. Yep, can't miss this. Well, I had my hat on, so it wasn't the shine of the head that was drawing attention.
Well, between you and Papa CMC, you were the first two I spotted when they scanned the crowd. So.
Yeah, he was still stirring shit up.
Good. I got him though.
No, he just hit me with it. So they were doing the deal where you could take a picture with the belt if you wanted to before and after the show. So the belt was sitting in the middle of the ring, and I told CMC's old man, just because I like to be helpful, and you want to have memories. So I told him, he should have the kid get his picture made with the belt because he probably won't ever get to any other way. So, but apparently that was insulting, and he got mad at me. Yeah, the wife was outside, so I had two seats. Like I had a little room to stretch the elbows out because the wife went and sat in our nice outside chairs outside of the building with her. We didn't have the footrest with us this time. But yeah. So let's get into some of the matches that we saw then. Started off with Myron and Isaiah again teaming up against Globo and Rabowski. That's a good opener. Yeah. Good match. Myron and Isaiah got the win. But after the match, Myron got the stick, and he basically made a challenge to the winner of the TNT title match that happened later on. So it sounds like he's gonna kind of wedge his way into the title picture there. And we'll talk about the title match later, but if that's the case, then that's going to be just I was
going to say, if that's the case, it's house fight.
Yeah.
It's a house fight. That sounds about right. That sounds like what Chris would say.
Now, to be fair, I was very sweaty, so I get a little dewy when it gets hot out.
Dewy?
They were having a spat. Yeah, we always have a perpetual spat because that guy doesn't know when to shut his pie hole when it comes to behaving himself. But rant over.
You don't know how to.
Hey,
but I digress.
I'm an upstanding member of the wrestling press. I mean, not any less
Yeah, me
reliable than
too.
Uncle Dave or Yinta Bixenspan or Alvarez. That's neither here nor there.
Oh,
Eh,
okay. Let's
everyone was
move
Dewey.
on.
Yeah, it was a hot one out there. All right, so next match after that, Justin Poole and Johnny Banks. Justin Poole had the crowd eating out of the palm of his hand on Saturday.
He's very charismatic. He
He
is
really
very
is coming out
charismatic.
to
Does not surprise me one
Survivor.
bit.
The music
That's what I thought.
went. The music kind of went like didn't really jive with the King of Thrash character name because Survivor's not exactly thrash, but it was that's a tune that'll get you fired up. And he had the crowd singing
He
along.
made
He
it
was
work.
running
I
around. He
say
got blown
he
up
made
on
it
his
work.
entrance. He made it work. The boots look phenomenal as always.
Oh, you love the boots.
I love those boots. I love Austin Hall Cowboy style wrestling boots. Just that's the Dusty Rhodes fan in me. Really good match between those two guys. I've been singing Johnny Banks praises for a few weeks now. Poole got a win, hit a cutter when Banks came off the top rope, and
I think I saw on Poole's Facebook too, where he went 2 for 2 this month. So
yeah, Casey Jackson. yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm not kidding. He was running around in that heat. Yeah, he blew up, coming back in.
there was a few of them that looked like they blew up a little bit, but that's okay.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the Fatal 4-Way match. And also, it was kind of funny, Rob doing the introductions and basically emceeing the show as he does with so many people that are not wrestling fans that were out there. He was basically explaining the rules to a Fatal 4-Way and a triple threat a lot for those that don't know.
I'm impressed.
Because the Fatal 4-Way was an elimination match too. It wasn't one fall.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
yeah, so Cardi against IP Mason against 5-Star against Chris O'Brien. It was a fun one. It was yeah. I'm trying to remember. I think O'Brien eliminated first, then 5-Star, then IP,
No.
and Cardi.
No.
Or did I get it wrong?
No.
I may have gotten it wrong.
Think Cardi, because I thought Cardi. Maybe I'm wrong.
Cardi
I
won.
thought Cardi covered. I know Cardi won, but I thought it was him and 5-Star were the last two. Am I wrong?
You might be right. I got to go back and watch it again. You might be right. You know, the heat messes with a man's brain, so it's very possible that you're right. It was either way, big win for Cardi though. Probably the biggest win he's had in his run so far. Let's see. Excuse me. All right. Shining Light Championship. Minderz, the Luminary, defended against Devontae Knox. Again, not one where Devontae had to cash in the briefcase, just a rematch from the Fallout show. Really good match. The dance off was something to behold. Devontae tried to get.
Oh my goodness.
Bradley did a spinneroonie. I guess you could call it a spinneroonie. It's more of a somersault than a spinneroonie. But God bless him, he tried. When Jacques came out, Devontae and Bradley were slow dancing in the ring to his music. It was
I saw that.
If I can get the wife to post the video she took of them dancing on our Facebook page, then
on our chat,
we can do that. Really good match. You know, again, with those two guys, you don't expect anything less as far as how good the match is going to be. Jacques got the win.
Except for one little problem.
Would that be the interference of one B.A. Malkin to influence the finish? Well, they got. At first, I thought maybe it was Jacques and B.A. teaming up on Devontae just to kind of keep him at arm's length with that briefcase. But then I forgot. Oh, they got a tag match coming up in 2 weeks. Those two against Devontae and Carrot.
Yeah.
So just adding a little fuel to the fire there.
3 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks.
3 weeks. Yeah, the 17th, I think.
15th.
Whatever 15th. That. Hang on. Wait. Hang on. Let me see. I have it in the crawl. Here we go. There we go.
15th. I told you 15th.
Yeah, the 15th. Now that's not the next Mattoon show, or that's not the next 01 show, but we'll get to that here in a couple minutes. But yeah, Jacques and Devontae, I could watch them every day. They're always really good. All right, take that down. We got it. We got the picture. All right. Triple threat match. The TNT Championship. BA defended against CMC and Theo White. Kind of the fallout from the Thursday Night Throwdown show previously. No pun intended there. Uh, as much as BA is a friend of mine, I'm a fan. He's been a valiant and fighting champion over these past several months. I was glad to see Theo get the win there. So we have a new Thursday Night Throwdown champion, and his name is Theo White.
That's only because you didn't care as long as it wasn't CMC. Just be honest. You didn't care who won that belt as long as it wasn't CMC.
Yeah. Just wait till you.
I was kind of surprised you didn't help interfere in that.
I am a journalist and a gentleman, so I didn't do it. Although there was a point at the end when not Chan and CMC were tug of warring over the belt. I guess BA wanted to make sure it was in good hands. He wanted to check something. I don't know. But then CMC was trying to. But they were right in front of me. I was fully expecting to get CMC in my lap, but it didn't happen.
I kind of thought it was going to happen too.
I don't know what Stacy is woot-wooting, but
I have no idea.
She did send me the video, so I'll be putting that on. Hi, Harley. Stacy sent me the video of the dance-off, so I'll put that on the Facebook page once we're done here. But yeah, it's Theo, well-deserved championship win there.
Yeah.
Look,
he's been working his butt off here lately.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to give credit where it's due. I don't often do this. CMC actually hit a pretty nice power bomb on Theo, of all people, which is not an easy thing to do.
Did you see his Facebook post? Did you see CMC's Facebook post?
I think
he said, yeah, sometimes I do leg days. Oh, well. He's like, see, I do leg days.
You said doo-doo.
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 Theo.
Yeah,
woot, woot,
fun,
got it.
good match. Theo, woot woot. Yeah, yes, woot woot. Theo, definitely. And like we said, that opens the door. Apparently, we're going to get Theo and Myron down the road somewhere. So,
Hoss fight.
I love my hoss fights. Oh, I see my producer. Mm-hmm. She's getting into the cat tree. All right. Then the main event on Saturday for the 0-1 Heavyweight Championship, Joey O'Reilly put the challenge out for anybody not on the 0-1 roster to come and answer his challenge. It wound up being, and if I get the name wrong, I apologize because I'm not real familiar with him, Justin the Juice Smart. David, if you're in the chat, make sure I have that right.
That sounds right.
Yeah. Cool guy. Had a top hat and a pair of sunglasses. He was looking sharp. And they had a really good match. This is my first time seeing him in the ring, so I was excited to see that.
I want him to come back. I
hope he does. I hope he does. And but good match. Joey did get the win. Chan was at ringside. No surprise there. Still reeling from the beatdown he got on Thursday. And I'm not saying that to knock Chan. He's my buddy. But yeah, it is what it is. There might have been some chicanery in the outcome of that match. Something Chan related, maybe.
Oh, it may have been Joey, super kicking the ref and not getting disqualified, which I'm not sure how that didn't happen. But
well,
whatever.
When the referee's sleepy, he doesn't know how to do it. Chicanery, my wife says. See, I always say Chan-canery, but I like this one too. There's plenty of room for wordplay with Big Man Chan and his doings outside of the ring. But yeah, Joey may or may not have kicked Matt Race in the face when he didn't get his way.
Might have been pinned for a 10 count
while
the ref was outside of the ring.
I think I counted to 12. I counted to 12. Bradley on the spot coming down the stairs.
I saw that.
I'm going to say this. The referees did a fine job on Saturday. Can't be easy to be in the heat. Those do not look like shirts that breathe well.
Yeah.
But they did a fine job. Everybody did a hell of a job on Saturday. But No, I don't know that Joey kicked Matt Race on purpose. It was
Oh,
it might have been an
jeez.
accident. Uh,
I don't think
but
so.
but let's talk about after the match, though, Minders.
After the match?
After the match was over, Joey's reveling in his glory as the champion, and the esteemed co-general manager of Thursday Night Throwdown, Robert Leach, got the microphone, came down the stairs, and said that since Joey had a standing open challenge to people not on the 0-1 roster, there was a new challenge that got presented by none other than Robert Leach. So Rob has challenged Joey for a title match, and Joey has not responded yet. He said he's going to respond tomorrow. So I don't know
Okay.
what's going to happen here. I'm very curious about if he's gonna accept Rob's challenge. It's gonna I don't know.
I mean, he kind of already stepped in it because he said open challenge to anybody not on the 0-1 roster. So
it's true. It's true. And yeah, and work rate Rob. He's a handful in the ring sometimes. He can.
Very
Although
much so.
Joey did make a point that I think Rob's last one-on-one match was against Chan 3 years ago. But
Okay.
yeah, Joey I think was
That's
trying to
all
find a
right.
way out of it. I think he was trying to get out of it.
Of course.
But
Of
so we'll have
course.
to see
Joey's
what
scared.
happens.
It's fine.
Well, Joey's got enough to worry about with Connolly coming up in 3 weeks at
Well, who's he
at the
got on
next
the
Mattoon
8th?
show.
He's got another one on the 8th.
We'll get
He
there.
might
We'll
not
get
make
there.
it to Conley.
That's very true. Oh, yes. Thank you, Stacy. He said he'd respond Thursday after he stopped laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a good chuckle at old Rob, but that might be a mistake.
Might be. Might be a big mistake.
Yeah, because Rob's got payback on his mind too after all of the shenanigans done unto him in Edgewood, and
Yup.
he's kind of been put through the ringer. Spencer Powers beating him up a few months ago. The War Rumble. Now this. You never know. Rob might have some anger to work out, and doing it on Joey's face might be just the ticket
Frustration.
for him.
Yep.
But anyway, but no, that was the show on Saturday. A great job by everybody, I thought. The crowd was very much into it. Joey's very athletic, he is, but Rob is strong. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So moving forward, they announced this Thursday's card, Minderz, for tomorrow.
I saw that.
So let's get into it here. You see Thursday Night Throwdown, the new poster. Look how Rob is right there in the front row, the second row of the roster there.
They're gonna have to change that. BA has the belt in that picture.
Oh, that's true. Where's Theo in there? He's there somewhere. This is suspenseful. Oh, there he is. He's behind
there he is. I
Devontae
see him.
and Chris.
Yeah, and Chris. I'm like, where's he at? I started at the top, worked my way down.
Yeah. Oh, I start from the bottom. I started with Joey and worked my way back. All right. So let's get into the matches. And these are in no particular order. I don't know what the match order is going to be.
We never know.
CMC against Anakin Murphy. Look at this. This
is going to be a good match.
I think this could be very interesting. I don't know if I can pick a winner on this one. It's kind of a pick 'em. Obviously, I'm
Really?
rooting for Anakin here. Excuse me.
Well, with the mad respect that I have for Anakin, and I know he's tough, I'm gonna go with CMC. I'm gonna go with CMC.
Yeah, he'll cheat.
He will not.
He's a cheater. He back jumped Theo on Thursday, and it's don't get me started on what he did.
Was it during a match? How is that cheating?
Well, back jumping is still fighting dirty.
Yeah, whatever.
Then guy has a sucker and tries to give me a used sucker on Saturday. He had it in his mouth. That doesn't help. The wife's trying to justify it, say he put the wrapper back on. It's still a suckled sucker. But But it
Oh
did
my
prove one. It
goodness.
did prove that the old saying is true, Minderz. You are what you eat. Uh,
Oh, you're so mean.
Hacha.
You're so mean.
He has it coming, and he
Man,
knows it.
where is Mama CMC and Papa CMC? It's starting to bother
Yeah,
me
I'm
they're not in
surprised.
here tonight.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, when I heard CMC was going to be there, I thought he was just going to be parking cars or something.
I
Maybe
know you sent me
selling
that.
concessions. Maybe running the yard sale that they were doing outside of the building. You never know.
Let's
all right,
move on.
Moving on. All right. Mr. All That Matters is going to be there. ATM issued another open challenge for the PWE Interstate Championship. So we'll have to see who accepts, because I'm not sure. We see who all is in the matches, but you never know who's going to show up there, whether they're there or not.
Right. That's kind of what I like about down there, honestly. You never really know who you're getting. You know who would be fun. You know who would be fun?
Who's that?
High Voltage Cat.
I was actually thinking that would be a fun one. You never know, you might get well, no, I can't make a guess because until we go through the card, see who's actually already booked on the show. But
I was gonna say,
Cat
you
would
know
be a
who's
fun
not
one. I don't
you know
think
who's not
DLC's on the
booked
card.
yet.
Who's that?
No, DLC's not. But neither's Cardi.
Oh, well, that'd be interesting. Cardi and ATM would be a pretty fun match.
That would be really good. They're not on, we'll put it this way. The ones that we have mentioned are not on posters. That does not mean that they will not be there.
That's true.
That just means that they're not on the poster.
That's true. That's very true. Very true. All right. Well, let's move on, because I'll be curious to see what happens there. Triple threat match: IP Mason, Devontae Knox, and Hippie Johnny.
I'm going with Devontae.
Does the three-way rule apply? It's a briefcase and not a belt.
No, it doesn't. But I'm still going with Devontae.
I'm inclined to agree. Devontae is our buddy. He's a friend of the show, and those iron cakes are a formidable weapon.
They are. They very much are.
Now, the big question is, will IP and Hippie Johnny succumb to the dance-off?
They might.
They may. I don't know. And will we get another Spinner Rooney from Bradley?
One can only hope. One can only hope.
Yes. All right. Moving on to the next match I have on this list here. Kenny Calix and Jacques Kennedy. I am excited to see this.
This is going to be good.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to wait till it's on Patreon, but as good as Kenny is at this point of his development, going in there with Jacques is only going to be good for him. And yeah, I think he'll give old Jacques a run for their money in that match. It's non-title.
I do too.
Of course, they didn't announce it's a title match, but Kenny can turn a lot of heads in this match. As impressive as him and Anakin have been as a team.
If Kenny can win, that might help establish him as an opponent for Premier. That might help.
Well, for the fans, of course, but will that be enough to sway Soup and Bishop, because they got a pretty high bar of expectation there for
they do
potential
as
challenges.
They should. They're the champs, so I understand that.
Sure.
So as they should.
You really want to be in the ring with the best of the best, but I do think that they're selling DC Black a little short in their comments, and like I said, I'd love to see them with the O'Neal brothers.
Like I said, I threw a couple tag teams out there. One we've seen in 0-1, one we haven't seen in 0-1 yet.
Yeah, we
and
have
I'll tell you what,
Asian Unity.
We do have them, but I'll tell you what, if David, if you're listening, Cincinnati's Most Wanted, it's Aaron Williams and Lord Crew. So it would be a heck of a match. I can tell you right now. I've seen it before. It would be a really good match. So I'll have to send you that one, Mark.
What about the what's his name, Mr. Broadway? Forget
Kendall
his name.
Fire?
Kendall Fire and his partner, I forget her name also. Yeah, what about
Haven.
them? They'd make for an interesting
That'd be
match with
great.
the Premier.
I think Kendall's got some things going on right now, so I don't know if he'd be available. Is the biggest thing.
I got you.
He's got some other things going on, so I'm not
Is it about the
sure they
theater?
would be available. It
Is it
is.
the theater?
It does. The theater.
He is a
Sure
showman.
does. He is very much so.
Yeah, I mean, we saw some good teams in Iron Spirit Pro when we were there at the Canopy Club or Canopy, the City Center
Who was
last month.
who was that one?
Ace Perry.
Well, Ace Perry
who
and
was
Matt
his
Bennington,
partner?
of course, but and
Oh,
Matt
yeah.
Bennington.
Okay.
Speaking
then-
of, if anybody, hey, Ace has been on 0-1, so can I promote it a little bit, please?
Sure, go ahead.
So in a month,
You're giddy. Giddy Mindy is about to make
I
an
am
announcement.
giddy. Giddy Mindy's going to make an announcement in July 27th,
5th,
26th,
5th,
5th,
25th.
25th, July
Just keep going
25th
down,
on
you'll
a
get there.
Tuesday. On a Tuesday, on our other podcast, our Jumping the Rail podcast, we are going to have
the
Ace
flagship.
Perry on. I'm so excited, and
Yeah,
I
that'll
made
be
that
cool.
happen. I made it happen.
You got that was a Mindy get there for that one.
Hey, Premier was a Mindy get.
Yep, that's true. Very true. And if you can get people on, you're welcome to do it. Take a little bit of the load off of me.
I'll try to help.
I'm working on some things for. I got to start booking guests for August once we get going because July is all booked up. We'll figure it out. You never know. We'll have to see. But one of these days, I'm going to get Rob Leach on here eventually. It's just about finding a time when it can
Time
work.
when we all can. Yeah.
Wednesday evening isn't the easiest time slot to book for a podcast. So
hey,
that's why
Isaiah.
Hey, Isaiah Johnson in the chat there. How you doing, buddy? But yeah, as evidenced by so many of our guests being in cars when they're talking to us, it's clearly not the easiest time.
Right.
But now we're making it work though. Let's see.
We are making it work. What else we got?
We flew off track here, Minderz. After talking about Kenny and Jacques. So let's move. We got 3 more matches on the list here. 5-star Jesse J and Johnny Banks. I think this is going to be a good one. Like I said, Johnny Banks is a big man that can do a lot of stuff in the ring, and he's been impressing me. And then 5 stars, 5-star.
5 stars, 5-star.
5 stars. I would say in the top 3 or so most consistently good guys on that show. I'm not going to say everybody, but I'm going to say Jesse J has really upped his game since he's been there, and it's going to be a good match. I'm going
5-star.
I'm going to agree. I think 5 stars is going to win. Jesse, he's our buddy. He's been on the show, and as much as I like Johnny Banks, I think 5-star. I think he's gonna pull it out. So, all right. Next up here. Speaking of Isaiah Johnson, here's
hey,
SLB
Isaiah, you
and
got
Chris
here
O'Brien.
Just in time.
Yeah. I predict 2 of these fellows are going to be doing a lot of flying around, not by their choice.
Exactly.
I'm going to guess which ones.
Yeah, I did. Isaiah? So I'm going to go with Isaiah.
Okay, I'm inclined to agree with you on that. I'm going to say Isaiah also, not just because he's in the chat.
No offense, Devontae. No offense to Chris, Devontae. I promise.
No offense to Chris, but we like the big hosses in our wrestling, and Isaiah he's a big hoss up there in Edgewood. So.
Yep.
All right, then let's see. Like I said, these aren't in order, so this isn't the main event, but the last match I have on the list here, Lobo the Hobo and Derek Fullerton. Number one, I'm curious because BA has said he's going to be looking for answers from Not Shannon Smith on Thursday, which makes me wonder where. So I wonder where Derek's head's going to be at when this match comes around. If he's going to be distracted by their interaction, but I'm inclined to pick Derek to win this match. No knock on Lobo.
I'm going to go with Derek also. Yeah, I'm going with Derek also.
Yeah.
And it's nothing against Lobo. Nothing at
No.
all. It's
Of course,
just
it's very possible that Not Chan could do something to mess up, and then maybe Derek slips on
I
a banana peel. But
I don't even know about that much, but I think Derek's going to have something to prove. I
I
wonder
think
if
so.
BA won't start putting down
Might,
some ground rules of what he expects.
yeah, you never know.
Yep.
Yeah, I do think Derek's got a chip on his shoulder, definitely, and I think that's going to show on Thursday. So if you can get there tomorrow, do it. $7 to get in. Doors open at 7, and show starts at 8. And yeah, and if you don't, Patreon, usually on Saturday or Sunday, they drop it on the Patreon feed for $5 and or up every month, depending on what tier you want to be in. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. Maybe Rain goes into labor on the show, and that'll make for even more excitement.
She's just about there, and she's so miserable. The poor
She
thing.
looks like she's ready to pop. God love her.
She's so ready.
I was talking to my wife. I said, "Yeah, she was holding 2 7/8 babies in her chair during the show at one point. She had her little one. She had, I think, Theo's little one, and then obviously the bun in the oven was still in there.
Right.
So,
poor
all
girl.
right, yeah. All right. Well, let's move on here. So we talked about tomorrow. We talked about how there's a show on the 15th of Mattoon, but we said that's not the next big show to happen because on the 8th, which is a week from Saturday, in Casey, Illinois, at the Lincoln Trail Motorsports, I guess, racetrack, I'm assuming.
I'm assuming.
Part of Verb Shred Tour and Thor Showdown series, which like I said, I'm not real savvy on local motorsports. I'm not sure what that means exactly. But 01 is going to be putting on a show on the 8th at 7 p.m. free with paid admission to the event. And they got a couple matches announced. Well, one match announced? No, 2 matches announced.
There's 2 matches announced, but I'm curious to see what picture you have.
I have the title
Because
match. I got Joey and Devontae.
Okay.
And then the other one somewhere. The other one's going to be the 4-way Cobra, Analog, BA, and Lander for the junior heavyweight.
Nope. What? Cobra will not be there.
Oh,
Cobra won't be there. It's going to be Gary J. It's Gary J.
Ooh.
Gary J. Crap. They announced that.
Just goes from bad to worse for these fellas. I mean, it's a pick your poison kind of thing. Like, who would you rather be kicked in the face by, Gary J or the Cobra?
You know what? I might try to get Gary J on the show one of these days.
Yep, one bearded cat enthusiast to another on one podcast.
Yep, I think you two would have a blast.
Oh, yeah. I'd have to make sure to get Noodles on screen during that interview.
There you go.
I don't know where she's at. She's hiding somewhere. But let's see. So, yeah, so that's coming up on the 8th. I'm curious to see what else gets announced for that show. Sadly, we will not be able to make it for that one.
I'm a little. I'll have to talk to Dave to see what the situation is. Just because if it's on dirt and grass, I'm gonna have a few problems getting a wheelchair across it or going across with crutches. So, because
Casey says neither.
There's just 2 matches.
Just 2 matches. Okay. Well, if you're gonna have 2 matches, that's the 2 to have.
And it'll be on Patreon.
And it'll be on Patreon. Okay. Thank you, David, for the info there. All right, so that's on the 8th. On the 15th, we're back in Mattoon. Is there a name for this show yet, or is it just doing 01 in Mattoon?
David, fill us in here, bud.
Do we get to name the show? Okay.
No. No. Yeah. Hold on, I'm looking.
Okay, well, while you're doing that, I'll talk about the match here on the picture here. Theo White, fresh off of the TNT Championship, taking on the aforementioned Gary J. They're really putting him through the ringer. Camaro, Cobra, now Gary. They're really making sure this guy's gonna stick around, and I think he will. I think he's gonna. He gives just as good as he gets with these guys.
He sure does.
Yeah. Oh, Barry's going to be out of town. Is that talking about the 8th or the 15th, Barry? Because
8th, I think. I'm pretty sure
The
it's
8th.
8th.
Okay. All right.
Not 100, but I'm pretty sure.
No. Let's see. I know Cobra is booked on this show. Have they announced an opponent for him yet?
I don't know what
I'm-
pictures you got. Keep going
I've
through your
got one.
pictures.
I've got one that we can't show. I'm gonna actually take it off of there. There we go. O'Reilly and Connolly for the heavyweight championship. This one I'm very excited about.
I am too, although this apparently is my fault.
Yeah,
Joey
we made
keeps
this
telling
happen.
me that this match is my fault, so
Yeah,
oh,
it's you stir in the pot, you and your spoon.
Me and my spoon. Apparently,
Well, Joey blames you. Actually, I think I might be the one to blame on this.
You are the one to blame, but he's
Because
blaming
when
me.
we talked to Devontae, I pointed out that Connolly was ready for the main event. And you know what? We talk about how we make things happen on this show. Apparently, we make things happen in WWE also, because last night we got the Lone Wolf back with Baron Corbin. Like 2 weeks after we said that he needs to be the Lone Wolf again. So Shawn Michaels apparently watches the Jumping the Rail podcast.
Apparently.
And so yeah, we we got that.
If we put it out there, it might happen.
That's true. We're a siphon or a miser, or I don't know what the word is. I'm not that smart.
Yeah.
So we got some. I've been putting up a lot of events on Facebook for future shows in Terre Haute and in Clinton. So they're going all over the place here over the rest of the year, along with, of course, being in Mattoon regularly.
Right.
So we have to make sure we got a gas card filled up with some money to prepay, and because we got some driving to do, Minderz, and then of course
well,
we're
at least
going
the
to Terre Haute
show. If you, I would say the Terre Haute show, you get to me, and then we'll get on to Terre Haute. You get to my house, and we'll get on to Terre Haute. But
Clinton, I'm not sure exactly how to get to Clinton. I don't think it's that bad of a drive. The wife knows how to get there because she goes to Clinton Lake all the time, so that won't be an issue. But yeah, so it's cool that they're branching out. They're going all over the place. Of course, we're going to be going to Hybrid Wrestling on the 22nd in Terre Haute also. Checking that out. There's a lot of good wrestling going on. Iron Spirit Pros they're coming around. They're doing a little bit more shows around here. But you know, 0-1's still they're still home base. They're
home.
They're our beloved local indie, and we love it, and it's a lot of fun. So before we're
gonna run through some. We only got through a couple matches. Come on now, we got more than that on Saturday, on the 15th.
Oh well, that's the only ones I have pictures of. But you're right, because
we
do have the big tag match. We got the big tag match. We got Carrot and Devontae against Jacques Kennedy and B.A. Malkin. Probably gonna be a free for all eventually.
And happy birthday to Carrot. Today's Carrot's birthday. So happy birthday, Carrot.
Happy birthday to the Powder Cake Jimmy Carrot, friend of the show, 3-time guest on the show. He's the only 3-time guest on the shootout. So happy birthday to you. Devontae twice. CMC twice. Jordan twice. Well, Jordan did a run-in.
He did do a run-in.
Jordan was booked twice. Then he popped up
on
another one.
Yeah.
Marvin twice. We had a few 2-timers, but Carrot's the only one that's been on for three full interviews.
Yep.
See, so that's
and an in-person interview. So.
And an in-person, yeah. He's our only live interview, which, well, technically, like taped live, but they're in the same room with us. Because Marvin technically was a Jumping the Rail interview. He wasn't a shootout because that was before the shootout. So what am I forgetting, Minderz? We talked about 3 matches. Is there any other ones that they've announced?
They just announced tonight the premiere with Kenway and versus
against Constant Headache and
Analog.
And Victor. Yeah.
Yep.
So. Yeah. That's what I'm looking forward to. Of course, assuming the premiere shows up, because you never know, they might find a way to.
And I'm sure we're going to see, Jared Allen, maybe Jake Lander. I'm
probably.
sure Casey the main
Casey
attraction
Jackson
will
probably
be there.
Well, you got to have a main attraction if you're going to have a big show in Mattoon,
Exactly. Will Spencer Powers be back yet? Is he back yet? Or is he not back till August or September?
I think he said August.
Okay.
But don't hold me to that.
I won't, because we all know how surprises happen. Hey, we have
Look at
Jordan
that.
versus
Hey.
CMC.
Casey Jackson, we're spitting truth according to the main attraction there. So
He knows. Well, because he's going to be there.
I'm hoping if the package arrives in time, wait till you see the T-shirt I got loaded up for the 15th.
Oh?
You're not the only one that likes to stir the pot a little bit. In the tradition of the BA all the way / not my prodigy shirt, I got something else cooking. So.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna send you a picture of what it's gonna entail, but you can't say anything. I'm holding you to do it.
Okay,
So.
well, then I won't look at it right now because I'll have some sort of reaction. So. Let's see. We've got, I think that's just about everything we've got coming up here immediately. Well, not immediately, right. Within the next 4 weeks.
Right.
We do start next week. Are you going to talk about next week? What we start next week?
Next week we start the 4th of July on the shootout. Every week, a different person affiliated with the Forge out of St. Louis, the training camp of Warhorse and Camaro Jackson. This was actually technically Warhorse's idea because I asked Warhorse about coming on, and he said, "Hey, do me a favor, put some of our guys on the podcast." And this is how we cooked it up to make it happen. So it starts next Wednesday, and our first one that we have, and I actually have graphics. Look at that, Myron Damone.
Yay! Hey, maybe we'll be able to find out or see about him and Theo before all of that. So
yeah, possibly. So we're looking forward to that, and then we've also got ATM going to be coming in 1 week, the O'Neill brothers, and then have we got our fourth guest locked in?
We're still up in the air. We're still up in the air. Haven't heard back from her, so if not, we might have to just get a hold of Warhorse and be like, "Hey, we've put some of your guys from the Forge on. Come on, it's your turn."
I may put you in charge of that if we need to, because
I'll
he's
try.
A little tricky. He's a little hard to get a hold of sometimes. We could always get Camaro back too, though. You never know.
That's true.
It's worth a shot, I suppose. So that's what we got coming up in July. We're very excited about it. It's going to be fun. Let's see. What do you say we pay a few bills, Minderz, and then we'll get out of here? You've already missed the first half hour.
I've missed Pockets, so.
Probably, but you might have missed MJF too. So
I might have missed MJF, and that'll be disappointing. But
yeah.
He did not break my foot. See, I've been paying attention this whole show.
All right, let's pay some bills here. ProWrestlingTees.com/JTRPod for T-shirts for not only the 01 Shootout, but also for the Jumping the Rail podcast. Here's just a small sample of what you got. We got the the Podigy, my response to CMC and his ridiculousness.
Mark, I forgot to tell you how much he loved the shirt CMC loved the shirt that I wore last week.
I'll bet he did. You know what? I'm surprised he hasn't bought one yet.
I'm surprised. Why? We would get the money for it. Wait, I get the money for it. Remember?
He's trying to throw some sort of influence around when things he has no control over. But no, so you got the REB shirt, you got Get Your Shit and Move, you got Florida Tony's Florida style fast food booking. We got some Jumping the Rail, Hot Lights Draw Money. Still got the bump card shirt. I love that shirt. That's so cool.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, and of course, Independent Wrestling Matters because it does.
Yes.
So those you get on Pro Wrestling Tees, brainbustertees.com/other/JTR-podcast-network for some more stuff. There you see it. We got some new shirts. We got Minderz. You got a spoon shirt. You can get your Minderz T-shirt with the cross spoons because she means business and she stirs the pot.
I do.
You can see we got a JTR Army shirt. We got our first shirt for our Gold Rush show from YouTube. We call them belts. And then our Heart Foundation tribute shirt. We got a couple new ones that dropped today, Minderz, on Brainbuster Tees. Another kind of salute to the legends of the past. There you see, it's our version of the NWO logo for jumping the rail, and of course the classic black and white. But if you want to denounce Hollywood and go Wolfpack, we got that too. Look at that. You can go red and black or black and white. T-shirts, tank tops, or long sleeve tees. Also youth T-shirts available. So check that stuff out. And yeah, so go check our stuff out. We appreciate it. T-shirts, hoodies, fanny packs, hats, stickers, all kinds of cool stuff there. Something
And
for
we will
everybody,
have T-shirts.
if you think about it.
We'll have T-shirts at the next show, won't we?
Yeah,
The
I
T-shirts
still
and
got it.
stickers.
I still got the box in my car. Yeah, T-shirts and stickers. I might go on Shirtwell, get some. I might get some of the Haas Fight shirts printed out, take them there because I want to try and get that out there too. But we'll see. That costs a little
Yeah.
bit of little quiche, so we'll have to wait and see. Uh, so along with us, of course, 01 has their merchandise that shows made-to-order T-shirts, water bottles, cups, coffee cups, travel mugs, tumblers, all kinds of cool stuff. Also, I don't have a graphic for it, but Rain Victoria has posted that she is making like lanyards and arts and crafty kind of stuff. It's available for sale if you're interested. Hit her up. If you
Check
get the
her out
plug
on
out for her.
on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yep.
From what I've seen, she does good work. So I'll put her over for that. So, and then also the latest 01 logo. I got this on t-shirts at the last show. I think it's a cool one. Actually,
David, I need an
logo
XL of that one, please.
All right.
And I'll get it at the next show.
Yeah, so check out their merch when they're there. They'll have like low life stuff. All the guys have their merch. I got a really cool Victor Analog shirt at the last show.
Who wants low life stuff now? They're
no,
dead.
now it's a collector's item. It's a collector's item now. Well, you can get the Joey General Lee shirt too if you want. So
yeah, I heard he has new theme music.
Yeah, Small Town Throwdown, I guess is the name of the song. I'm not familiar with it, but the wife was familiar with it. Catchy tune. I like it. It just means we don't have to hear, well, unless Jordan's still using it, we don't have to hear the Low Life song anymore at the shows.
Oh, I bet we still have to hear it. Don't worry, we'll still have to hear it.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
Now,
Jordan keeps the Low Lives going.
Does this mean that Marvin tore up the Low Lives?
I blame CNC.
I don't. Why would you blame CMC? He didn't do anything.
Because was he the captain of the Low Lives team or was Marvin? I can't. I don't know. I think they both said they were.
They went back and forth. So.
Yeah, but CMC. I blame CMC for Marvin going up to the top of the cage.
Of course
yeah,
you do.
So I'll put the blame squarely on CMC's sweaty shoulders for the Low Lives falling from grace. We're getting off topic. One last show here. Patreon.com/01USA. $5 a month. They're up. Get all the Mattoon shows, all the Thursday Night Throwdown shows. You'll get the show from this past Saturday on there. The show on the 8th will be up there. David just said that today in the comments. And
War Games is going to be on there finally. Never mind.
No.
War Games needs to get up there.
It should. Yeah, hopefully it'll be up there soon. But yeah, and then always some other stuff you can get, some special autograph merch and all that kind of stuff if you pay the higher tiers. So you get a lot of bang for your buck on Patreon. So we invite you all to do that. What the heck? Oh, look at that.
Jerk. Yeah, steal my wheelchair.
I borrowed it.
You used it that whole night.
You had a chair, and you weren't going anywhere. When you needed it, I let you have it.
I was pretty comfy in it was kind of nice to sit in a chair instead of the wheelchair. I'm not gonna lie. I'm tired of sitting in the wheelchair. 2 weeks. We got 2 weeks till we get a foot update.
All right. Well, we're crossing fingers and toes for all intents and purposes that you get some good news, Minderz, because I know you're fed up with all of this. So.
Yep, I am. I'm fed up with it,
yep.
and
hopefully you'll get restitution from CMC for breaking your foot.
He did not break my foot, but we'll find out. We'll find out in 2 weeks if I have to stay off of it still, or if I'm gonna have surgery. So,
Oof.
yay!
Yeah. Well, hopefully it's not
Which
surgery.
means my
'cause that's
entire
no fun.
summer has been basically ruined. So
Well, you're
it'll be all
kind
right.
of fighting City Hall there. You're making the rounds, still doing the thing a little bit.
I'm still making the
I mean,
rounds, but not like I'd like
you're not
to.
running any marathons or anything.
Nope.
Of course, neither am
Not like
I.
I ever did before. Not like I ever
No.
did before.
The only way I'll ever run a marathon is if I get a job managing a gas station.
Probably. Then you got to find a marathon. Good luck with that.
Right. All right. Well, Minderz, do you have anything you want to add before we say goodbye today?
I don't. Let's get out of here. We had a big show last night, so let's make this one a little
We had a
shorter.
huge show. That's only part 1. We got part 2 coming.
I know.
For that, for jumping the rail.
And we got to get ready for our 2-year anniversary too. Dang it!
Yeah. We got the 2-year anniversary. We're gonna be doing one of our fantasy drafts on that show. Sounds like. That'll be, I think, the episode after Ace Perry's with us.
Yep.
But yeah. So we'll see you next week on Wednesday. If you feel inclined on Friday, check out Gold Rush on YouTube. I'll post the link on our Facebook page for the shootout. Me and Bari talking about the ECW World Heavyweight Championship on Friday, so that should be fun. Then follow us on Facebook. Follow the JTR Podcast Network on YouTube. Then Twitter, Jumping the Rail Podcast, at JTR Pod. All kinds of ways to follow us on socials. Just like and subscribe, follow, do all that kind of goofy shit you do on social media. And yeah, so until
follow
next
our personal
Wednesday.
pages. That's what everybody does.
Heck, sure, yeah, you can do that too. Mark Redman, Mindy Elam. Don't follow CMC though. Like
Remind me, I got a
he blocked
story to
me,
tell you
so.
after the show.
All
Remind me, I
right.
got a story to tell you after the show.
All right. Well, now my interest is peaked, so I'm gonna say goodbye. So for Minderz, this is Ray. Reminding you all, life is hard, work stiff, and we will see you in 7 days.